Happy today. I am William Brown from IamWilliamBrown.com. This is Disconnect to Connect One Word Conversations. One Word Conversations is a self-discovery, relationship-building conversation designed to invite you to look at language and how we're communicating with each other. Many times we come up with all the lovely words that we can think of and still find ourselves in a place of miscommunication or disconnection, mainly because words don't just come with definitions, they come with emotions and expectations and stories. So I am suggesting that we have a one word conversation so we can learn a little bit more about ourselves, the person that we're speaking with, and possibly, just possibly, strengthen our relationship. One More Conversation is brought to you by I Am William Brown, a place to help you be yourself and live your life. One way that I spotlight what's available at I Am William Brown /the store is our U cards. Our U cards are a part of the Beyond the Shell series. Beyond the Shell is a couple of children's books and a journal, and including the cards. The children's books are Finding You Beyond What Protects You and The Journey to Stay You. So here are the cards that I picked for today to set the intention of this conversation. I am grateful. You are enough. And the quote card is Be You, the world will adjust. Yeah, that is fun. That came up. One reason why, because of my guests. Now, there's going to be a number of things happening today, and this is the moment where I invite you to share, like, and ask questions. And if you're watching on YouTube, or just go to YouTube so you can subscribe, this will be that time to do that. So, as many of you know, that I offer my guests the opportunity to be surprised live on air for their word, and so that's been a fun thing to do. So I have a returning guest that suggested or invited me to also be surprised. So what we're going to do is I am going to pick a card. My wife, pick some words. My wife put some cards in a jar here and sealed it up. I was like, good, you don't have to seal it up. I'm not going to go in it. Good. But she sealed it up to kind of keep me from seeing. And then I'm going to invite my guest in, and they're going to pick it up. So as I do, I invite a guest in so we can have a conversation.
Hey!
Hello, how are you? So before this shenanigans starts, this is the moment where I invite my guests to introduce themselves however it feels comfortable to them.
All right. Well, good morning. My name is Melissa Price. I am, like William said, I'm a one-word conversation junkie. I just get enough of being on this show. It's everything to me. And I love watching all the guests. I love being part of Our View on Sundays and doing the weekly wrap-ups. And I think this is my 5th episode.
Wow.
Of one word conversations, because I did a stand-in or two for you a couple times. So yeah, I'm a word junkie. I'm a one word conversation junkie, and I'm so happy and excited to be here for our first ever mystery word drawing. I am a mother of 2 amazing little girls. I am a wife of 1 wonderful husband. I'm an author, an artist, a podcaster, e-commerce store owner, and guess my new title is Finder of the Positive. I find the blessing in every lesson and the bright spot in every dark room. So I'm here. I'm ready for Mystery Word Challenge, and let's get it on.
Okay. So it's like there's a part of me that's like, okay, ladies first, you pick your word, and then I was like, all right, you pick your word. We'll look at that word. I'll write it down, and and kind of see how that shows up, and then I'll pick my word.
Okay. And before we do, I have to
Yeah.
say happy anniversary.
Oh yeah, happy anniversary.
So yeah, we
You're
booked this show, and I booked this slot with you 6 weeks ago. It was
right.
a good 6 weeks out. I was like, oh man, I was really jonesing to get on. And then it was like, oh, not till the end of February. Oh well, it'll be when it's supposed to be. And
Right.
William texts me after Happy Today this morning, bright and early, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, something like that, saying, do you know this? A year ago today, February 23rd, 2020, was the first day he and I ever met face to face. We've known each
Right.
other before on virtual land, you know,
Right.
but
Mhm.
never, it was the first time we ever shook hands and were in person.
Right.
And that is crazy. I had this card sitting on my laptop waiting just to share
Right.
that, as it's our friendiversary today. But yeah,
Absolutely.
the first time I met William was at an author's showcase, and he was showcasing his journal and cards. And it was the first author showcase I'd ever been to, ever attended, and got to meet a lot of great people for the first time. But part of what William did was he passed out a card to 3 random people in the audience. And this card, Be You, The World Will Adjust, was the card that he gave to me. And I think my first episode that I did with you on One More Conversations was the word brave.
Brave.
That
Right.
was the word you gave me. And I told you, when you gave me this card, I was in such a place that like I was trying to tap and channel in some bravery, because I was like kind of out of my element and very nervous, very scared walking into this room. And it was like, whew, I needed that card. And then our first episode was brave, which tied right back to this card.
Right.
And it came full circle again today.
Right.
So
And then I picked the card randomly. Well, nothing's random, right? But it's
in the cards, man. They don't lie. They don't lie.
right. The U cards. You got to get yours. You got to
Yes,
get yours.
gotta get I've got mine. IamWilliamBrown.com/store. Links right at the top of the feed, guys. Click and go.
Right.
Click and go.
Wow. Wonderful. Yeah.
So words. Are you nervous? I know how you love to be so
right.
prepared.
I know. You know, I really, as much that I feel like I'm open and I like to do new things, I have come to terms with the fact that I'm not open, I'm cracked. It's you know, the door is open a little bit. So, you know, so it's like, we'll see what's happening in the next, so I can close it, right? It's
exactly.
Like,
yep. So, you can protect yourself now.
right. It's like, okay, what's going to happen here? What's going to happen here? So, yeah, so I am, yes.
I've got 8 words in here, and I am curious to know if any of these words you've done before. If not, you've got a little arsenal for like the next
absolutely.
week,
I look forward to it. So let's
we're
see.
Gonna shake,
right.
shake. I mean, I know what these words are, but I don't know what's coming out. So
right.
All right. Oh. All right. It's the first one that came out.
Okay.
Let's see what it is. Oh, the anticipation. Oh, you know what? It's so funny. When I wrote this word down, I was like, I wonder. So the word is serendipity. Have you done
serendipity, right? Wow.
It's kind of funny that your card came back full circle and it was our anniversary and all this stuff today, right?
I know, serendipity.
Have you done that one?
I have not.
All right.
I think mainly
do it now.
Yeah, we're about to do it now.
All right. So, how about you? You're gonna let's get our words out. Let's get this excitement out.
All right. So yours is serendipity.
That way we have time to see how it moves.
Right. So we can sit with it for a while. Yeah. So all right. So mine. So this is the word that I picked out. Oh, is that?
Oh gosh. Brave, stop! Oh, that ain't serendipitous. Oh my God. The card, the word.
Wow.
Oh, wow. And that's at the top of my deck. That was just the first card I picked off the top of my deck. I'm not even kidding. I did not even have that sitting out. That is
wow.
Oh wait, look, that's the card right underneath it.
Right. Well, so
I'm not even kidding. These are the top 2 cards I just picked up off of the one looking for the card that the BU. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my gosh. There it is.
All
I
right.
that one back. I shuffled these when I put it back in there. Ah, ah,
Right.
ah.
So
We
as
can't plan this stuff, you guys.
right, so as they say, message, right?
Right. Message. Yes. Wow. All right.
So Melissa,
Woo.
um,
I'm sweating
how
right now.
how do these words, brave and serendipity,
Oh,
land
wow.
for you?
All right. So serendipity, I'm going to just read you the definition because it was one of those words like I know what it is. It's more of like a feeling. It's a situational, but I'm like, what does the definition actually say?
Right,
Um, and it says, find your eyeballs. Hold on. So it says, serendipity is the occurrence and development of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way.
Hmm.
This is
Wow.
just crazy to me how this all links up. So, yeah, serendipity. Oh, that word just, it reminds me, it makes me think of adventure, discovery, abundance. And above all, it was weird. This word just kind of popped in my head. And when I looked up the definition, I was like, boy, that totally correlates with your word of the year, which is my word of the year is
Right.
anastrophic, believing
Right.
that the universe and the world is all working for your good. Everything is working
Right.
for your benefit. And serendipity is all about the happenstance discovery, these happy occurrences of just, and to
Right.
me, like serendipity is the proof that
Right.
everything is working for your good. I think it's a
Wow.
really cool word. It's a reminder that there's magic, that there's miracles, that the
Right.
unexpected cannot, yeah, it can be scary and uncertain, but it can
Right.
be awesome too. It can be a blessing, you know?
Right.
What do you think?
It's I'm just kind of really like trying
Really?
to to kind of just take both of these in, and because the way serendipity lands for me is that I think it's I don't want to say it's something that I reject, but it's something that because I am so yeah, I guess the word is guarded. You know, I want it to be protected. I want to be managed and everything. I like surprises and I don't like surprises, right?
Right.
And so I believe that things will work out, but I recognize that it may not. And right,
Right. Right. Right.
so when so because there are, serendipity and brave, the message for me is that in order for me to see or experience the serendipity in my life, I have to be brave. And it's that invitation to really lean into my intuition. Intuition came up for me this morning when I was speaking, because intuition is leading.
William, you're frozen on my end. I don't know if you can hear me or not, William, but you're completely frozen on my end. You're not moving and I can't hear you. All right, so I'm not sure who is picking up on this feed right now. So I can start talking. Hang on, let me check in here with my Facebook and see what's happening. Who's frozen? Who's going? Okay. Well, there's a little bit of a lag. Okay, so I'll pick it up. So serendipity, I think it's which I guess I'll wait till William gets back on the whole questions I had for him on that. But I do agree 100% with what he was saying right there, that you need to be brave in order to witness and be part and embrace the serendipity of life, or to be serendipitous and embrace that serendipitous circumstance. You have to be, I guess, for serendipity, you got to want to believe that it's possible. It's almost, it reminds me of faith in a way, believing in the miracles, the, not everything is just by happenstance. I'm a big believer that everything is divine. It's divinely timed, divinely planned. And when we start going through circumstances in lives and these little golden nuggets of joy keep popping up, these like, oh, I found a 20 in my pants pocket while I was doing laundry, or just the whole idea that my first word I ever came on the show with happened to show up today on our one year anniversary of meeting, and all these repeat, like really bizarre, repeat, joyful nuggets here. I think you got to have faith. You have to have strong bravery and believing that it's possible, even if you don't understand it. So I do believe that bravery and serendipity do go together. Yeah, so I have no idea what happened to Bill. And so in the meantime, I guess what I'll do while I'm waiting for him to get back, I will read you guys a poem out of my book. So I am the author of Lessons We've Learned, Legacies of Life, and I write and dance and do podcasts and dance around the topics of love, faith, resilience, laughter, success, obviously lessons we've learned that become our legacies in life. Oh, we got you back. There you are.
Oh, good just Lord.
In the gaps here. You're good. You're good. I was just getting ready to read from my book. Wait for you.
But I
got the book out. I'm like, I got some stuff to say here.
Yeah, I tell people that, hey, this is browser based. So if anything happens to me, if I go away,
you become the host, right?
You're the host, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it's great to have a host within that. And yeah, it's like
you were linking bravery and serendipity.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is that the reason why I don't see serendipity in my life as much or experience it, because I'm not being brave. I'm trying to control. I'm trying to really I guess manage it. And so the invitation, it feels like the invitation is just allow life. Just let, right? Our other words, right?
That's another one.
And serendipity happens. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, so there's that bravery with serendipity. And so in listening to you talk, you're saying that you kind of reject it, and maybe because you're guarded and whatnot. But I feel like there's that bravery links with serendipity, because you have to be brave in your belief that it's possible. You have to believe that it's possible, that miracles are possible, that, provision will happen one way or another. Right. And like lean not on your own understanding sort of thing. You have to believe that even if you don't get it, even if you don't understand it, or you don't see the whole big picture, it's still possible. Right. And so that requires bravery, because it's hard for us to lean on anything but our own understanding. It takes training, it takes discipline, it takes like focus and intention to do that, because just I think by human nature we go by what we see. We go just by what we see, or maybe just what we're feeling. I mean, to put it all, for us to be, fully operating, it takes discipline to quiet the mind, open the heart, still the body, and be brave enough to tackle what is possible.
Right. Yeah, I'm one of those people. I don't know if you can relate to this. It's like when something happens, my first thing is, that's not happening. And then it's like, yeah, it is. And it's like, no, it's not. And it's like,
but really it is.
Yeah, but it's like, I can't believe it. It's like, dude, and it's happening. It is really, for me, like I said, I don't know why, I'm trying, like I said, I'm just trying to sitting with it, but feeling that It's the same thing that I've talked about with, abundance, and recognizing that I say I want abundance in my life, and I believe that it's possible, but look for all of the ways that I'm like blocking abundance from my life, looking all the
Right.
ways that I am resisting abundance in my life, and I think there's that level of resistance that at one point that I thought was protection,
Mhm.
right? That is now keeping me from the serendipity, serendipitous moments of my life, and the invitations to be brave.
I remember you saying not too long ago, and I think this had to be maybe a couple weeks ago,
Right.
William, maybe 2, 3 weeks ago, but you had came on, you had come on your, I want to say it was the Happy Today morning
Hmm.
show, but you had come on and you were talking about abundance and things like that and manifesting, and you had set it in your mind. You had woke up one morning or went to bed one night and had set it in your mind, like, I intend to manifest. Or maybe it was a healing conversation. I don't know. It was one of them.
Right.
I watched all your things.
One
I
of the
watched
things
them
on a
all.
network, right?
But you had said you had the intention to manifest X amount of dollars. Maybe
Right.
it was like $1,500 or $1,800,
Right.
something like that. And then you ended up manifesting like over $2,000 that day,
Right.
like
Yeah.
200 or something like that. And it was like, I feel like that's serendipitous. You
Right.
believed that it was possible and you didn't reject it that day. I
Right.
think that like your doubt sometimes it it's almost like when you let me see how I can put this. If there's like a stream running, okay, like just this steady stream of water, and I were to set my cup in the middle of it, the water doesn't go through the cup, it goes around it, you know?
Right.
So I feel like doubt acts that way. There's this steady stream of abundance, this flow of abundance and whatnot. And sometimes when we show up with doubt, we're the coffee mug, we sit there, and then the abundance flows all around us. And
Right.
we're just too caught up in the doubt to really see that and notice it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah.
So I don't know. The doubt can definitely be a blocker, but it's possible that day you got up, maybe when you had that intention in your mind and said, I'm going to manifest this, you were sure of it. You had no doubts. You were moving with the flow, and
Right.
therefore you were able to manifest, and serendipity showed up, and it was like, oh, look at that. I put
Right.
my mind to it. There it is. And happy stance. I made double what I was going out to
Yeah.
get, you know.
It's
But yeah, you got to shed the doubt, I think.
right. It's really, and I've said this before, that sometimes that I've been I say I have a Christian label, right? I have
Mhm.
a Christian worldview and a Christian label, and
Me too.
so the so what am I, this is what I'm about to say is I'm sometimes embarrassed that I have to be reminded of the goodness of God. It's like, because I have seen um, the goodness of God. I have felt, I've experienced it, and it feels like there has not been like this click in my head that, oh, okay, there's the goodness of God, and I'm just um, I don't have to worry about that. It's like there are some times that I feel that I have to be reminded of that, and that how quickly I forget. And I think for me, serendipity is like it's like magic. In order for magic to work, you have to believe in magic, right?
Right, right,
Right?
right,
And for me, how I define magic is something happen that I wasn't expecting or I didn't believe could happen.
right.
So I have to believe that something can happen that I don't believe can happen.
It's like an oxymoron. It's a double-edged
Right,
sword right there.
right, right. And it's like, in order for me to really embrace serendipity, I have to believe that serendipity, and I love how you connected it to your word of really that it is serendipity is the proof that the world is working, that the universe is working for your good. That it is, um, and so it's just looking: are we willing? Are we brave enough?
Yes.
To really allow that to show up.
To embrace the unknown. Are you brave enough to, and here's another thing too. Here's another little tidbit that just popped up listening to you over serendipity. Serendipity, you don't have control over. It just shows up. You remember, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, we did guide and advice. And, you know, between those two words, it's like, you know, advice is something you usually seek after. And a lot of times it's offered without you wanting it. You know, people have no problem saying, here, let me tell you what you should do. You know, unsolicited advice. We've all been victim of that. And I'm sure most of us have
You've given it,
and I think it's funny that we say we offer our unsolicited advice. It's like, no, that's not offering. I'm not offering. I'm just giving it to you. You have no choice but to take this, you know? But yeah, so like, I don't know, serendipity, you have no control over. It just happens. Much like the guidance, okay? The guide, you don't always have control over that. You know, advice, and well, so it's same thing with advice, you know, like I said, people just will spit stuff out, but guides don't always show up when they're invited. When you're looking for advice, you're asking for it, you're seeking it. When you're seeking, sometimes you're seeking guidance, but a lot of times guides show up like angels and messengers and God and spirit guides and, you know, just wonderful people popped in your path. You've been an excellent guide for me. Precious has been an excellent guide for me. Dr. Deborah's been an excellent guide for me. All these people, Brittany Thomas, oh my God. I had an incredible, weird, serendipitous prayer session with her yesterday. Share you that one here in a second, but there's no control over serendipity. So there's like, I don't know. I guess I get where you could feel a little scared about that, but you have to be brave to embrace that unknown. You know, I'll give you an example of a serendipitous situation that happened to me yesterday. And it set the tone for my whole day. It reset my entire spirit for the entire week. And I see Precious is over there tagging people in. I saw you already tagged Brittany, but I'm hoping she is able to catch this replay because she did a number on me yesterday. So everybody knows this Clubhouse thing, right? I'm calling it the thing because I've only been on it about a dozen times so far. I just was told yesterday I need to add a bio. Like, you know, every time people click on you, it just shows numbers. I'm like, oh, I don't know, okay. But so Brittany pinged me in and she does her inspirational, motivational prayer rooms. And she usually has her rooms pretty lit up. Like up until yesterday, I've never been in a room where there was only 2 people before. So she was doing her thing and she had been praying for about 15 minutes and like 1 or 2 people had popped in, stayed for about a minute or 2 and left. And it was just me and her in there. And everything she was talking about was really what I like kind of woke myself up, beating myself up. And nervous and worrying. And it was all about like, God, I'm doing everything. I'm moving and I'm operating in faith and this and that. Like, where are the fruits of the labor? What's going to happen? What do I need to do next? I woke up in this, with like this anxiety and this feeling of like, I got to do something. I got to make something new. I got to get this ball rolling. And this, like this, there was just like this heat of urgency that I had to just figure something else out and keep pushing. 20 minutes into her prayer, she's speaking about this stuff. And then she switches over and starts praying directly over me. I hadn't been on the microphone. I hadn't said one word through this at all. And she started speaking like she got a vision. She was doing prophecy and she's like seeing literally what's happening in my life and what I'm going through and started directly praying over me for my very, very specific needs, which she doesn't know. I didn't call her up and like, Brittany, I've got XYZ and 10, 12, all these things going on and knows all the details. She just started doing it. And so after she finished, she spent another 15 minutes just praying straight up over me. Not one person when she started came into the room. Not a soul came into the room after she started. And we talked afterward and she was like, man, I just was seeing you and in your world and all these things going on. And she's like, God just stopped me dead in the tracks of my prayer and brought the vision of you to my mind. And this room, when is there ever one person in a Clubhouse room? This was meant and designed specifically for you. God wanted you to hear this. God needed you to hear this. And she was saying like, let her know she has done more than enough. Trust it to you. Her business is going to bloom, and she has to go into the word and trust more, surrender it to you. She's done more than enough. La, and I was like, oh, like it threw me for a loop. She switched me from a place of feeling panic and fear and anxiety and, oh my God, I'm not, and I was, that doubt was creeping in, and that shame was starting to saturate my spirit. And I'm like starting to get that fry pan out to beat myself over the head,
Wow.
She switched it. She changed my entire momentum for the day. I was able to I gained another client yesterday. I came up with another product idea. I felt joyful. I felt spirit. I connected with extra people yesterday. And it was crazy. Like the feeling went from that fear and anxiety to, I got this. I am brave. God's got my back. Miracles do happen. The world is working for my good. Serendipity, bring it on, It was everything. And I didn't go looking for that. She pinged me in, and I like to support my friends and show up. So I was like, yep, let's see what Brittany's saying. I'll show up in the room and listen while I'm doing my thing. And I wept the entire time. 30 minutes I sat there weeping as I'm folding laundry and doing the dishes. Like, what is happening right now? So I tell you what, I was brave enough to speak with her afterwards on the microphone and whatnot, and hear a little bit more of like how that whole thing played out for her on her end. And it just, there was bravery, serendipity, beauty, and all of that in there. It was unexpected, totally out of my control, because I can't mute her on her own room, No control of any of that there. But it was a blessing. Wow, what an adventure. How exciting, how amazing. It pays to have that blind faith. It pays to be brave, and it pays to embrace what you don't understand. So yeah, that's how serendipity showed up for me yesterday. And I didn't even think about that when I put the word in the jar today, and serendipity just showing up like all through since we started today.
Yeah, it's great. I'm just, like I said, I think that's the one reason why, even though I don't like, I don't want to say I don't like to prepare, but I feel like I want to be present within the conversation. There's certain things that I do. It's like I just realized that I am doing a lot of thinking and preparing that I don't give myself credit for. And so really sitting with serendipity and just, and seeing how I don't want to say I'm not inviting it, because I said to you when you said that, hey, not only do I want a surprise, or I want you to be surprised. I was like, whoa, where we going here, right? I mean,
I could see you start sweating right then.
So, and it's like, and I'm so glad that I said yes, because I think the invitation that in this moment, for myself, and for people that are watching, it's just be in your life. Just say yes to showing up. And when we show up, yes, we may do it with our knees shaking and sweat coming down our forehead, and that's okay. But it's going to be good. It's going to be what you need. It's and just embrace that. And it's like I believe that, and then it's like, okay. Embrace that.
You gotta be brave enough to believe in, and I just wrote this down. I didn't even think about this either until, I mean, even as we've been talking, it's, serendipity is all about unexpected blessings. There's a blessing in every lesson. This is like what I do. This is what I stand for. This is what I represent. This is what I embody, is the fact that there's a blessing in every lesson. There is unexpected abundance and joy and positivity in every corner, in every facet. You got to be brave enough to open your eyes and go for it. you know, even if you're not jumping in with both feet, you can
I
toe
know, right?
you can toe dip, you know, just twinkle the toes in the water, get a little comfortable and warmed up, but at least you're still advancing towards that. The possibility,
Right.
unexpected blessings, they are out there. It is. It's. I don't know. There are so many books. My book in itself is a ton of unexpected blessings in every situation. I'm sure there's a million people you could call up right now or get on your show, say, what, tell me about an unexpected blessing you had in your life. That's what serendipity is, you know?
Right.
And I
Right.
think that if we invite that and we're
Mm.
brave enough to invite that in, like our days would be so much more glorious, so
Right.
much more glorious. I think about it when, you know, I'm talking about like homeschooling the kids. If I invite the chance of serendipity in during my homeschool process of the day,
Right.
wow. I think my blood pressure and my anxiety level and all that stuff probably stays in check. But if I'm
Right.
closing the door to serendipity and just saying, okay, we're doing XYZ and this is exactly what's going to happen because I'm
Right.
controlling it, you're blocking yourself. You
Right.
know, I think for serendipity, that's a big word that is tied with it is control. I've said that already. Control
Right.
is really riding it with me. Like you have to be willing and you have to be brave enough to want to release control.
Right.
We screw up a lot of stuff when we're in control.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
release
Just
it
saying.
first.
Look, you know, I have evidence that, you know, me controlling things work, and I have evidence that me controlling things don't work.
Right.
And so, but it's like enough that I believe that I should, you know, at least try it again.
Yeah.
And so, you know, really recognizing um, that the only way. So this is the download that's coming to me right now. The only way that really serendipity is possible is that if I'm being myself,
Yeah.
you know, if I'm myself, if I'm really embraced, because um, even if like it's a moment, it's that a momentary thing, and then the bravery is that other moment is I'm going to accept this. I am going to believe this. You know, sometimes I spend more time trying to figure out why something's happened and then just embracing that it's happened or it's happening, right? You know, it's like there was a song that it just like came in my head, and it was just very random, right? And you know, it changed my mood, and it just yeah, and you know, and I was just and I was just happy, and I'm just like just going far, and instead of just like being with that song, I was like, where the hell did that song come from? I'm just trying to, right, you know,
Right.
it's like why, you know, it's like I'm trying to like connect it to something,
Mhm.
so it kind of makes sense.
Sense.
And there are many serendipitous moments that don't make sense,
Right.
but they're for our good,
Mhm.
and this letting us know that you know, we're on the right track,
Right.
and we're you know, we're where we're supposed to be. All of those things.
Yeah.
It's this, you know, for me, it is being brave and trust. You know, it's like, you know, sometimes I say that I'm brave, but it's like, do I believe that I'm brave, and do I trust that you know, that
Mhm.
bravery is going to show up right now, and so it's like all of those things invite us to really embrace serendipity. And it goes to, you know, I am grateful. It's just the level of gratitude that shows up in our life. Really, it's kind of there's a song that's coming to mind, blessings on blessings on blessings. I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever heard of that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just really, you know, like you were saying, there's lessons in every blessing, right?
Mhm.
And so, in order for us to get the blessings on blessings on blessings, is recognize the lessons, right?
Right. Exactly.
And there's moments that that are inviting us to learn something and get the benefit of what we're learning.
And also I think it's cool you brought this up. You said this word a couple times already just when you were talking, and it almost went into my salad dressing bottle here. Almost. But then I was like, ooh, 8 is such a happy number to land on. I don't want to do 9. So I kept it at 8. But I almost put the word why. I almost put the word why in here. I thought that would be a fun one to dance around. But
yeah.
we are such a people of instant gratification. Nobody wants to wait to know why, and Precious will piggyback, I know, on this too. Hindsight, man. Hindsight's 2020. A lot of times we don't know why something's happened, and we don't understand the serendipity right away. We don't understand or see the blessing right away. We have to be patient and wait.
Right.
Still, that's another thing that came up today. Lisa was talking about that. Be still and know that I'm God. For you to get that serendipity, a lot of times you gotta wait, you gotta be quiet, and you gotta just be patient. It's not every time serendipity happens. It's not it's every time is not finding $100 bills in your
right.
jeans, or walking down the street and $100 bill blows across your path. It's not just that.
Right.
A lot of times, like I said, those blessings happen, and because we are so like, we need to see it right now. I got to have it now, or yesterday, rather.
Right.
So impatient we are as a whole, that we miss it. And then we, I think, kind of shut the door on the belief and the possibility for it because we didn't see it right away. So we're like, this isn't real. I was better off in my own logical mindset. Miracles, serendipity, this stuff doesn't happen because I didn't get my stuff right away. I didn't get my results right away. I didn't see what I wanted, and I didn't see what I wanted right away. So we just closed the door on it. And then we're back to the coffee mug in the flow of abundance where everything's going around you, behind you, in front of you, around you. But your cup is it's just what you put into it. We don't want to be that. We want to be in with the flow. So I'm a big encourager of just don't lean on your own understanding and walk by faith, and don't be afraid of the unknown. There are so many glorious surprises out there. I don't know. I feel like today, and this is just my vibe, I think it's just so many good things wrapped up in the show already. I feel like life is like my grandma's biggest cookie jar she ever had. And around Christmas time, all the leftover cookies she made, like she would obviously, like, chocolate chips would all be on one plate, and then the little thumbprints would be on another, and then the frosted ones would be on another. Well, at the end, after the celebration was all over, she would put all the cookies into the jar. So you would a mystery pick every time. You
never know what you're gonna get, right? Wow.
Right. And it's like life right now to me is just, whether you're looking inside that jar or not, it's just such a beautiful array of tasty, delicious treats. And if you could keep that perspective, don't be looking for the one cookie that's broken in the jar. Look at the amazing array of cookies of all different shapes and sizes and flavors and sprinkles and colors that are right there for you to choose. Whether you're choosing blind or you're specifically picking, it's all there. I think we should just, you got to have that beautiful anastrophic mindset and believe in that serendipity. Life what's that movie? Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates.
Right.
You never know what you're going to get.
Right.
Everything's good, though.
There's
nothing but good. We just got to have the mindset for it.
Right. And also life is like a big cookie jar. Right.
And nice. Biggest cookie jar.
A grandma's cookie jar. Wow. I think
Precious said too. Sorry, real quick. It says Precious says that's why it's important to trust the process, because it was and is all for who you are, and it's a part of your I am. That's it right there.
So even though I'm still in my mind, as they say, my the lizard brain is trying to figure out, serendipity. I just have to be with it, right?
Yeah.
Just have to trust it. invite it in,
Breathe
and
it in. You always say on the morning show,
right,
when you do your breath and your
right,
breathings on Happy Today, you have to breathe in something good and then
right,
release the negative. So
right,
let that, maybe that's something you can sit and breathe it. Breathe in serendipity
right,
and breathe out doubt.
right.
With serendipity, out with the doubt. Come on. You can even bounce to that one.
But
You
you
know,
can
you can make a little jam to that. You said the music makes you feel good. Make it into a song.
right, right. Oh, that's great. I think we could talk about this for hours, and I'm sure we have. But yeah, is there anything of the two words? So the first time two words have shown up, two mystery words at that
Yeah.
has shown up, that you want to leave everybody with.
Well, geez. Well, I can't wait. I'm going to share these with you after
Right,
because
absolutely.
I'm dying to know if I got you totally with a full list of words you've never done before or not. Because
Right.
I can't keep up with over 300.
Right.
I'm like, oh, what are the odds I'm going to come up with stuff that Bill hasn't done before?
Right.
But I would say, I mean, this was like a really powerful, cool episode. It was serendipity at its best, man. It was
Right.
our
I
1 year
know.
anniversary of meeting. Our card, the first card I ever got from you in person, came up today.
Right.
The first word I ever did on your show came up today.
Today, right.
I pulled the multiple cards out of the deck even after that. More brave, 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 brave.
Right.
I will say that upon meeting you for the first time, well, I'll kick it back just a little bit further than that. I remember when you first started doing this show, and I have said it before, you could tell, when we all first start doing our things, there's the nerves and all this stuff, and you're not really
Right.
sure. You're just that unsureness,
Right.
And I watched you be brave. I watched you be brave, and you grow and do such wonders with the show. And look, I'm rhyming, talking in prose. And then when I got to meet you, that came up again. And not too long after that, I mean, you were coaching me to be brave, not just from our episode on the show, but in starting out my adventure and doing the podcasts and whatnot, and getting creative on technology. And I want to say that I'm proud of both of us, both you and I. I think you and I both over the last year have shown an exponential amount of bravery,
Right.
just in showing up and putting our hearts out there, our thoughts out there, being committed, as Precious says, hiring ourselves. I think we've been really brave. I've watched you and your bravery. I feel my own bravery, and I know you've witnessed mine too. So I love that word. It is so stinking fitting. And today is my 5th episode on the show, which is the number 5.
Right.
Which is opportunity. It's God's grace, it's opportunity and change. You can resist the change or embrace the change. And I think that flows in with serendipity.
Right.
Embrace it, whether we understand it or not. But yeah, life is just one big cookie jar, man. Every time there's no such thing as a bad cookie.
Right.
You just gotta look at it, take it out, find the part that you like, make it work for you.
Make it work.
Those little peanut butter cookies that had the Reese's Pieces thing in the middle, or the Hershey Kiss.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times as a kid I was like, forget that cookie. I just wanted the chocolate out the middle. Right. It's still an awesome blessing because I got the chocolate. I could toss the cookie, but I found what worked for me, and it was that chocolate. I still found a way to make that cookie work for me, even though I like the peanut butter,
That's
so
funny.
I was saying, do that in life. Look for the blessings. Find the bright spots. Make the cookies work for you.
Right. Wow. Make the cookies work for you.
Make the cookies work.
I don't know. I just had this image of all these cookies with the kisses taken out of them. People are like, "Look at where's the kisses?" Right?
And you would find little Melissa hiding in Grandma's closet behind the vacuum with chocolate all over her face, saying, "I wasn't me. I don't like chocolate."
That's great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. This was awesome.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, I'm gonna am going to put you back
Put me back
in
in
the
my box.
green room.
Love you guys. Find the
Yeah,
blessings
and every lesson.
in
Right,
every lesson.
right, wonderful. Oh boy, you know there is a number of things that I like deal with this show, and one, you know, I say that I'm not perfect or try to be perfect, but there's a way that I want this show to show up. I want this show to show up as if I've put a lot of time and effort and care because I appreciate you spending, you know, your time with me and having a conversation around these words. And you know, when the we had our technology problem with my computer, it was like my internet. Um, I um, I am so glad that the word serendipity and bravery was the word that, you know, I'm sitting with at the time. So understanding or appreciating the serendipity of the moment, of the time, of the cards, the repeat cards, they're just reminding how Melissa and I are connected through bravery, how we're connected by the encouragement of being ourselves and watching the world adjust to us just showing up as ourselves. That is something that I needed to hear today, and I think we needed to hear today, and it's something that I offer to you. So I hope this conversation has brought value not just to your day, but to your life. I invite you to reach out to me at IamWilliamBrown.com for a complimentary coaching session, and then go to a number of different places that you can get some of the offerings. You know, if you go on I Am William Brown Facebook page or the Disconnect to Connect Conversations page, you know, there's a number of things that are available that you can get access to. Because the world wants you, the world needs you, but the world isn't waiting for you. So go be you. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow on One Word Conversations.